In this example, we're going to continue to explore multiplication, division, and the order of operations. Use a highlighter to highlight the operations in the problem. Determine the number of operations to be performed in the problem. Then compute the results by using the convention of performing the operations from left to right. So we're going to use Rule 2 that we learned in the last video. When we need to multiply or divide 2 or more times in one problem, we will perform the operations from left to right. So let's get started. So notice again, we're going to use a highlighter to highlight the operations. So this is going to be important so we can distinguish operations from integer signs. So here we have multiplication. There's a division, so 6 times 4 divided by -2, so that's the sign of the number, not subtraction, times 2. So we have 1, 2, 3 operations that we need to perform. So working from left to right, we're going to start with 6 times 4, which is 24, and then copy the remainder of the problem, divided by -2 times 2. Okay. And again, don't be tempted to perform this operation next. We need to work from left to right. So next we have this division, and we have 24 divided by -2. Well, 24 divided by 2 is 12, and since one of the signs is negative, our result is -12. Now we need times 2. And now we have our last operation, multiplication between -12 and 2. And 12 times 2 is 24. Since one of the numbers is negative, that means our result is negative. And this is our final answer. And notice there's 1, 2, 3 red underline showing that we did 3 operations. Let's look at another one. Okay, let's start with our highlighter. -10 divided by 2 times 5 divided by 5. So we have 1, 2, 3 operations. And again, we need to move from left to right. It's tempting to do that 5 divided by 5. We know that that's 1, and that would get some of this out of the way, but we need to work from left to right. So starting with -10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. One of the signs is negative, so we have -5. And we have times 5 divided by 5. So the result, and then the remainder of the problem. Our next operation is multiplication. -5 times 5 is -25. Copy the remainder of the problem. And our last operation is division. 25 divided by 5 is 5. And since one of the signs is negative, our result is negative. And our final answer is -5. Let's look at the last problem. 24 divided by 4 divided by 2. And now notice there isn't a sign here, okay? And we have a -3, that's in parentheses. This doesn't mean 2 minus 3. When the parentheses are next to the number like this, remember that means multiplication. So there's implied multiplication here. We didn't write it, but I'm just going to put, oops, not the highlighter, I'm just going to put a line here to show that this is an operation of multiplication. Okay, let's work from left to right. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3 operations. I didn't write that down. Now let's compute. So first we have 24 divided by 4, which is 6, divided by 2 parentheses -3. Okay, Now we have two operations left, division and multiplication, and division comes first. So remember, this is multiplication. Don't think parentheses come first here. The parentheses is just separating the negative sign from the previous number. So this is our next operation. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now we have parentheses, negative 3. Okay, and remember this means 3 times negative 3. So that's going to be our last step. 3 times negative 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. One of the numbers is negative, so our final result is negative 9.